"I need space," Natalie said. "I'll reach out when I'm ready." That was it. No explanation. No emotion. Just a neatly delivered line, as if she were stepping out to clear her head, not stepping away from a 3-year relationship. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. No texts, no calls, no chasing. Just silence. I gave her what she said she needed. But silence doesn't last forever. A few days later, I got a notification on Instagram, a platform I barely use, from her cousin Mia. She had posted a reel. Normally, I would have scrolled past without thinking. But the thumbnail gave me pause. Then, waves. A sun-drenched cocktail. Caption: Tulum vibes. Curiosity got the better of me. Tapped the video. At first, it was the usual tropical getaway nonsense. Waves lapping at the shore, coconut drinks, slow-motion spins on the beach. Then the camera panned across a beachfront restaurant, and there she was. Natalie. Laughing in a bikini top, sun-kissed and carefree. Her hair was noticeably shorter. Lighter. 5 days ago it hadn't looked like that. And then I saw him. An arm curled around her waist. Familiar tattoos. Ryan. Her ex. The one she swore was ancient history. The one she once called a mistake I'd never repeat. I watched that video 3 times. Not because I was in disbelief, but because every frame confirmed what my gut had already told me. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't her having space to think. This was planned. Still, I didn't comment. Didn't message. I didn't even confront her. Instead, I made a list. First, the car. When her old beater died last year, I helped her finance a newer one. In my name, since her credit wasn't great. We had a notarized agreement. If we broke up, the car would revert to me unless we decided otherwise. Second, the apartment. My name was on the lease. Hers wasn't. No sublet, no shared utilities. Just monthly Venmo payments. Third, her belongings. Everything in the apartment was mine, except a vintage dresser that had belonged to her grandmother. I spent the next 2 days setting things in motion. Called the DMV. Transferred the car title. Rented a storage unit. Picked up moving supplies. I met with the apartment manager, requested a rekeying, and updated the building records to reflect that she was no longer a resident. On Saturday I rented a van. My brother helped me carefully pack her things. No drama, no damage, just methodical boxing. Every item labeled and photographed. I even bubble-wrapped the vintage dresser, strapped it in with care, and placed it gently into the unit. Then I tracked the car, parked in long-term airport parking. Another lie. She hadn't gone to her sister's or parents' place like she'd claimed. I had the car towed and secured it. By day 9 everything was done. Locks changed. Car reclaimed. Her possessions relocated. Still I said nothing. Day 12. My phone buzzed. Landing at 3:30 tomorrow. Miss you. Talk soon. I didn't respond. Just added a calendar event. Work from home. 4:30 p.m. 4:45 the next day I heard her outside. She was fumbling with the lock. Then knocking. Hesitant at first. Then more insistent. I looked through the peephole. She looked exactly how you'd expect someone to look coming back from a week in paradise. Glowing skin, beach blonde hair, wide smile. Until that smile faltered. Her eyes dropped to the 2 suitcases sitting neatly on the curb. She knocked again, louder this time. Open the door. Nate, she asked, blinking. My key doesn't work. No, it doesn't, I said calmly. She furrowed her brows. What's going on? You said you needed space, I replied. I'm giving it to you. She blinked. Processing. This isn't funny. I'm exhausted from the flight. I'm not Ryan, I said. Color drained from her face. I didn't mean. I'm just tired, that's not. Cut her off. Your things are in storage. Unit 247 at Safekeep on Westfield. Paid through the end of next month. Here's the key. And the inventory. I handed her the envelope. She stared at it like it was radioactive. You went through my stuff, she asked. I packed it carefully, I said. Nothing broken. Everything documented. Even your grandmother's dresser. You can't do this. This is my home too. Your name isn't on the lease. No tenancy rights. I spoke with the property manager. And a lawyer. Her tone shifted. After. Calculating. Where am I supposed to go? I didn't blink. Maybe your sisters. Or your parents. Or wherever Ryan's staying in Tulum. Her jaw clenched. What are you talking about? Mia's real. Beach. The bracelets. The arm around your waist. You were tagged. You should talk to her about privacy settings. She narrowed her eyes. You had no right. No right to watch a public video. No right to enforce our agreement about the car. No right to honor your request for space. That's all I've done. A neighbor passed in the hallway. Natalie dropped her voice. Can we talk about this inside? Please. We are talking. Like adults. Adults who don't lie. She snapped. Fine. I went to Mexico with Ryan. It was a mistake. I needed time to think. But I came back, didn't I? No, I said. You came back to comfort. To convenience. To a place where someone else paid the rent. Her eyes welled up. You're really going to throw away 3 years over one mistake? The mistake wasn't Mexico. It was everything else. The lie. The manipulation. The assumption that I'd wait here while you figured out if I was your backup plan. I stepped back into the doorway. Storage closes at 8. You should get going. She took a shaky breath. Where am I supposed to sleep tonight? That's something you should have thought about before you left. And I shut the door. From the peephole, I watched her cycle through the stages. Disbelief, anger, desperate texting. Her fingers danced across her phone. Then, finally, resignation as she hauled her bags to the elevator. That night, I ate takeout and cracked open a beer. Not out of celebration. Just a quiet acknowledgement of what I'd done. The closure wasn't satisfying. Just steady. Solid. I hadn't lost control. I hadn't stooped to pettiness. I'd simply closed the chapter. The messages didn't stop. First Natalie. Then her sister. Even Ryan. I read them all. Answered none. Base granted. Permanently. 3 weeks passed. Then something new started. Natalie launched what I can only describe as a campaign. Late-night messages. Emotional pleas. Shifting from anger to apologies to manipulation. I'm sleeping in my car, she claimed. I responded once. Just an email. Storage unit details. Paid through next month. Take care.